Hello, this video is on the Laki Fissure Eruption of 1783. Laki is a volcanic fissure located in the western part of Vatnajökull National Park in Iceland. Iceland is split down the middle by a divergent plate boundary and is also on top of a hotspot. From June 1783 to February 1784, the fissure erupted in a steam blast eruption from where groundwater had interacted with rising basalt magma. During the eruption, only a small number of churches and farmsteads were destroyed by the lava, and most Icelanders were able to evacuate in time. The lava had primarily traveled through the rivers of Skafta and Furflejot. The eruption was given the name of Skaftareldar, or the Skafta fires, because the Skafta River flowed with lava. The main thing that made this eruption so deadly is that it erupted a large amount of ash and gases such as fluorine into the air to form harmful clouds. These clouds poisoned the land and caused plants to wither and many animals to die from fluorosis from eating the plants. 50% of the cattle, 79% of the sheep, and 76% of horses perished between 1783 and 1785. This caused a massive famine in Iceland, where anywhere from 1/5 to upwards of 1/4 of the population died. This became known as Muhardindin, or the famine of the mist. The ash and gas clouds settled over the land as a sort of smog that also had reached Europe, where people had no idea an eruption had occurred and could only speculate as to what had happened. Needless to say, there was mass panic in Europe at this time. The environmental impact of the eruption was relatively short-term, with the effects only lasting up to a couple of years. But a lot happened during those 2 years. A sulfuric-smelling smog covered most of Europe. It reached as far as Canada and China. The sun was also a blood-red color during this time. An unusual anticyclonic weather pattern settled over Europe. Anticyclonic means that it was a high-pressure area that results in stable weather, meaning that the smog can stay on the surface level without being dissipated quickly. The summer of 1783 was extremely hot, especially in northern Europe, with a large number of thunderstorms. The following winter was extremely cold, with ice floes forming in the Gulf of Mexico and the Mississippi River freezing over. Overall, the eruption caused a drop in global temperatures. There is also evidence that the eruption weakened the monsoon cycles in Africa and India, resulting in a famine in Egypt that killed a sixth of the population and worsening an ongoing famine in India. During the initial eruption, the lava flowed towards the small village of Kirkjubæjarklaustur. On July 20th, 1783, the minister, John Steingrimsson, delivered what became known as the fire mass. The lava crept within a few meters of the church as he began his mass. Once mass had finished, people were amazed that the lava had not moved from the spot it was at the start of mass. John went on to write a book recounting the eruption and what had taken place. The eruption also had worsened the ongoing poverty and famine in France at the time and contributed to the French Revolution being started.